Hello everybody, how you guys doing tonight? My draw, what's going on? Good evening to you, sir. I am here to fail more. That's gonna be the name of the game, I'm pretty sure. But we can make sure that we do some good things while we fail. So, Sunday Night Frustration stream is what it should be called. Alright, let me let's turn on the old camera here. We're gonna paint this power sword. But first, I see a little mistake. There. Here we go. Okay. So what I have on this sword so far, I actually stripped it completely. I took some isopropyl and took all the paint off of it because I had so many layers of paint on there. I wanted to be able to see the detail again. I stripped everything on the sword blade. I reprimed it, and I put a coat of Pro Acryl Dark Blue, which is this stuff, mixed with coal black. So it's maybe a 50-50 mix, maybe a little more black in there than the blue, but we're going to work on some stuff. I have a different approach for the sword blade that I wanted to take. So that's what we're gonna do. Cultured American, how you doing this evening? Welcome in. Welcome, guys. We can talk about Armageddon box. We can talk about it, I guess. May the 4th is tomorrow. If anybody saw the schedule change, I am going to be streaming tomorrow on a Monday, and we're going to paint Star Wars minis. That's the whole plan. So, we're going to kind of do a normal stream time, would just be on a Monday, painting Star Wars. And I'm going to take Tuesday to not stream and get my normal Monday things done. So that's the plan. We got Frankie Fingers, welcome in. Welcome. How you guys doing? Is this zoomed in enough for you guys? Priming Shatterpoint terrain, very cool. Is it for Shatterpoint specifically, or are you going to use it for something else? Hope you guys had a good weekend. What were you guys up to this weekend? Anything fun? Shatterpoint, maybe some 40k stuff. Okay, very nice. I generally like the Shatterpoint terrain. It's quite expensive for what you get. Abigail, good evening, Abigail. How are you? Welcome in. We're working on this power sword tonight. I'm just letting this base coat dry here. That's all we're doing.
Stay on target.
Just the sword is all we're worrying about. Just the sword. Girls to their first baseball game. My oldest was on the field as a Girl Scout for the color guard. Well, that's really cool, Frankie. That's awesome. Was it like a minor league, professional baseball? What kind of baseball game was it? I don't think my son's ever been to a baseball game. We thought about going. So the closest like baseball team to us is the Columbus Clippers, and they used to have, it was like one night a month or something. Hey Misfit, thank you for this sub. Welcome in, Misfit. Angels versus the Mets, very cool, very cool. But they used to have a night, I think it was once a month, where they would do, it was called 10-cent slider night. So they partnered with White Castle, and they would sell a slider hamburger for 10 cents. So you'd buy a bag of 10 for $1. Incredible. Best night of baseball. It's the reason to go to the baseball stadium or whatever, watch a baseball game. But they don't do that anymore. They still do Diamond Dog Night, but at this point, I'm a little suspicious of a 10-cent hot dog from a ballpark. But okay, this looks about dry. Troy, welcome in. How you doing? That's with your Xbox. Oh, okay. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. All right, what we're gonna do? I'm gonna take this pure dark blue here. Yeah, White Castle's great. This sword again. Give me another go. I am John Lockridge. I am. Abigail. Yeah, it's good place for good company. I'm doing well. Yeah, I'm just ready to try to die. This is my third attempt on this sword, but we're doing something completely different. I hope that it works out well. We'll see. We'll see if it works out. But first we're gonna get this dark blue here around these little runes. You know, they say perfect is the enemy of good, but I really want this to look great. For some reason I can't get this sword to work for me, this power sword. I've done plenty of power weapons, and this one just eludes me. It's terrible. It's the same. No, White Castle is not that bad. I don't crave White Castle often, but what happens when I eat White Castle, I eat it like once a year. And I'm just like, I get in this mood where I'm like, man, White Castle. White Castle sounds amazing, and nothing else will fix this. You know, I need White Castle. And what happens is I go there, and I'll eat like 6 or 7 sliders, and then I will get like 3 sides that are just like, their onion petals are incredible. They do all kinds of fried, like random fried things that are all really good. And sometimes I don't feel great after I eat there, and the reason is because I'm eating like a basket of fried onion petals, which is so many onions. And they put onions on their hamburger too, and it's like, and just like handfuls of fried food. It's so much fried food. I don't eat that much fried food as it is. So yeah, so it's I think it's the fried food that gets me, not the actual White Castle like sliders itself. You have hickeys down where you are. Okay, I've never heard of hickeys. White Castle always gives you indigestion. Yeah. Back and forth the power sword right now as well. Alright, it's power sword night, isn't it, everybody? Here we go. I'm going to take a little bit of, I have some dark turquoise. Man, we were watching Bob Ross earlier today. Just feeling like I need to channel my inner Bob Ross. A little phthalo blue over here. Bar right in front of the grill. Serve you burgers on wax paper. That's cool. That's really cool. Isn't hickeys what teenagers do? don't think I have a comment for that. It's our mix. So many co-worker betrayed by a hickey. Oh my goodness. Out are nice in between with Elite and Horde. Yeah, they are. Yeah. Where my blue is? I can barely see the blue on this. Try to give these runes a little glow, and then we're going to do some lightning. That's kind of the idea here. A little bit of lightning instead. And we had a really, really productive weekend. It was a good time. You guys had a good one. There was a big library in the city that did a May the 4th event, where the yeah, John Lockridge, yeah, exactly. And they had our local 501st chapter came out, and a couple other like similar organizations. Isidore, what's going on, man? And they volunteered. They set up a whole thing, like a whole room in the library, this giant library, and taking pictures, wearing costumes. They set up displays. They had a bunch of like droids set up, and yeah, all kinds of cool stuff. So we got lots of cool pictures and everything. And they had like activities for young kids, like little lightsaber making things, and coloring and like craft stuff. And they had a bunch of books on display you could check out and stuff. It was really cool. Or just a little brush here. First is huge. They come to our library. Yeah. I've seen around for a couple things, but I don't think my son has ever seen them. So he was loving like seeing they had they had obviously a bunch of stormtroopers. It's the thing they had. There was a dude, a couple guys in Mandalorian costumes, as like the Mando, like Din Djarin, and their costumes were great. Like their outfits were fantastic. So. One guy had the Beskar spear, and he was carrying around a little Grogu in his, in like a pouch. It was great. There was a Kylo Ren dressed up. He's got a really good Rebel pilot outfit. There was someone dressed up as a Mon Cala, which I thought was great. So, big fan of the Mon Cala. Hey Santiago, welcome in. Yeah, Santiago, I paint a lot of different minis. So I'm going to be working on something different tomorrow, and then when I'm back on Wednesday, we'll have completely different stuff I'll be starting. I'll be starting a pretty big project. Yes, Epic 40k is a lot more points efficient than Legions, yeah. Yeah, well, Epic 40k, you also you print your minis, right? There's nothing to buy for that game anymore, so you can print thousands and thousands of points, and it's like $13 worth of resin that gets used. I have a printed Epic 40k army, actually. I have two, kind of. I have a Death Corps of Krieg, and I have a regular, like, kind of Cadian style army for Epic 40k. Okay, we're gonna get a smaller brush. Be a little more precise. We're into pure dark turquoise. Unless you lie, is that what you're saying? Li, yeah. Unless you play. Yeah, if you play Legions, then you know, buy this stuff. But I also collected my army before Legions Imperialis was a game. There was a time when it was just a rumor, and I thought it'd be interesting to try it out. And I was like, man, I have a 3D printer. Like, what's a better use of a 3D printer than printing hundreds of super tiny minis? That's what I did. You really sit to paint them. You know, I kind of liked painting the Imperialist stuff. The tanks were really easy. The infantry were time consuming, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Now my Death Corps, those ones were a pain to paint, but mainly because the sculpts weren't very good. They look like they were just regular minis that were scaled down, which is definitely a hindrance to these kinds of minis. You need to make some like specific minis for this style. There might be some Death Corps minis out there now, but not when I was working on them. Do some white in with this blue. That's a little more white. There we go. Right there we go. Use white dye. Yes, I am going. Well, right now I have what I have out is white blue. I may get to white as a final highlight, but I have white blue, which is practically white. I'll show you. So these two colors, this is bold titanium white, that's white blue. You can see how similar they are. You know, very similar colors. Here's what we gotta do. We gotta come back this way. So what we do is I just kind of wiggle my brush a little bit while I'm painting, just back and forth while I'm moving it down. You know, like lightning is never a straight line, right? Always trying to find its connection point. A little more heavy on this color. Bring this lighting up a bit. We can go lighter. We can go a lot lighter. We'll get there, guys. Can work on these runes once again. We're going to be really close to these runes here. Right in bottom of them here. Okay. Let's do the underside here. I'm gonna be really careful. Look good. Might do lightning similar. Yeah. First prime 25 minis. Nice. Was it your those Word Bears and Iron Warriors you got going on? You want to go back to Rattle Can? You know, I understand Rattle Can is so fast, but airbrush finish is just so nice. This is our white blue here. We can just be a little more erratic. That. Hey, Santiago, have I gone to a tournament? Yeah, I love going to tournaments, yeah. For lots of different games. You have a question about it, or you want to hear a story, or what? The last 40K tournament I went to was a few years ago, and that was kind of the last time I really played 40K. I tried it. It was a 10th edition thing. It ended up not being much of a fan. So that Wedican. Let's see. But I go to tournaments for Middle Earth strategy battle game. I used to be really into Star Wars Armada. I competed at Worlds for that game. That's my big gaming moment. Star Wars Legion tournaments. The Old World. I've done tournaments for the Old World. That was a relatively recent one. December, I went to an Old World tournament. Did really well. I went 1-2 and got one draw over the day. Not quite enough to win the tournament, but I did get Best Sportsman, so I was happy about that. Anytime you can win 2 of your 3 games and place really high, and then still have your opponents vote for you as Best Sportsman is a good day, in my opinion. Well, I go to events kind of frequently for the Horus Heresy 30K. 30K is kind of my main game of my main collection. That's probably one worth mentioning, right? Holy Phase here on the sword, and we're on the other side. Nice. There you go. Good luck. Good luck, Frank. You got it. You're an excellent painter. Probably sword's looking better than mine, I'm sure. See how bad I flounder on this before I change my mind. Cards need all this color. Love 30K. About the Dark Age, but the Dark Age box is probably the best starter set GW ever made. Bar none. There is no starter set that GW's made that's been a better value than the Age of Darkness box. Yeah, and I only ever bought one of them, like an idiot. But no, I play Thousand Suns. I don't have a very big army. I have about 15,000 points of Thousand Suns painted. It gets me by, you know, when I want to go to events and pick minis out. I have about another 3,000 points or so, just waiting. I don't have a big army, only 15,000. Yeah. a little heavier. That's good. It's looking good. Dark Angels player, nice. Dark Angels are really cool. DK's small compared to the people that 400,000. I don't know anyone who has 400,000 points of a faction, but I would like to meet them. I remember one time way back when, early in my streaming, I'd have like a couple people, and there was someone that came in and was telling me all about how they had this. They had like 20,000, or no, it was like 100,000 point Tyranid army, and I was like, oh wow, that's really cool. Do you have pictures? And like, well, I could get pictures, but it's at the local store near me. I let them hold it, and you know, blah 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 blah. They kept talking about it, and then they kept making excuses why they didn't have any pictures, and I was like, how do you collect that many minis and never take a picture of anything, you know? Yeah, pretty sure that person was just making it up. I was flabbergasted. Like, who would lie on the internet, you know? Like, that's just in bad taste. So Santiago, I started my Thousand Suns army, not to be a hipster, you know, it's not quite my intent, but I always wanted to play Thousand Suns since before they had rules in Heresy. I read the book Thousand Suns, and I was like, this is the army for me. Like, this is my dream to collect them, and that was all the way back in like 2010 or something. When did that book come out? Read that book a long time ago. Well, when the Horus Heresy game came out, I was a teenager, and I was not in a position to buy. Was I a teenager still? No, I was a young adult, but I was not in a position to collect resin minis. And I didn't know anybody that played Horus Heresy. Is super niche. Anything Forge World was always super niche, so I didn't bother. I was like, man, this would be great. You know, I'd love to get that Magnus mini one day. When I saw him come out, I was like, that's super cool. I'd love it. I did get the Burning of Prospero box back in like 2016 or whatever that was, and had that Aramon mini and you know, some Tactical Marines, some Terminators and stuff for a long time. But I didn't actually start collecting Thousand Suns as an army to play a game until 2nd edition 30k came out. And for me, it was just like Thousand Suns are the coolest to me, so I'm collecting Thousand Suns. I started painting my army as a 12-hour stream that I did. So I started painting them for 12 hours straight on stream. And it was the Age of Darkness box and a couple extras. And yeah, and in 2nd edition, Thousand Suns were not good. Their rules were pretty god-awful, and did not stop me from playing. I played tons of games of 2nd edition. Loved 2nd edition. And, you know, I'm really happy that Thousand Suns are really good now in 3rd edition. They have really good rules. I feel like they're one of the strongest legions. I don't know about the strongest, but I do feel like they're one of the strongest. They're just complicated. They have some just disgusting combos, though. Just the most ridiculous cheese you can do. But yeah, I agree with you. But you know, I'm proud to say I started collecting them before they were good. When they were that in between. Mini Wargaming Dave, yeah. Mini Wargaming Dave does have a lot of chaos, doesn't he? He posts videos about him like every other day, doesn't he? I swear that guy posts so many videos, just like, look how many miniatures I have, and then like nothing. Mini Wargaming Dave seems like a really nice guy. Don't have anything to say. Who was the one YouTuber that's like a big competitive guy, and it's not an Art of War guy. He's a different guy, and he has a he does classes. Prospero and Flames. Oh yeah, yeah. Prospero and Flames, dang. Nice. Or Prospero Burns. I hate Prospero Burns. It makes those space holes look so much worse, even though it's their book. Like, they're so lame. Vanguard Tactics. It might be the Vanguard Tactics guy. I don't know if anyone remembers this from a few years ago, but he did this weird thing where he paid a whole bunch of YouTube channels to make a little documentary about him. So all at once, there was like 5 or 6 big YouTube channels, including Mini Wargaming, because Dave was the one that did this video. They did these weird little documentaries about him, about how hard his life has been and how Warhammer's helped him and stuff, and it was the weirdest thing to see coming from like this community. Hey, what's up, Raja? What's up? And the Mini Wargaming Dave one was weird too, because Dave was like crying at one part of the video, and it's just really strange. Like, it was a weird thing. But yeah, that guy was paying people to make documentaries about him to like drum up business. Just a weird tactic. Blame Horus. Yeah. Can't remember that guy's name though. He's from the UK. I'm pretty sure it's Yeah, I think it is Vanguard. Yeah, yep. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with him, but I definitely did not watch any of his content after I kept seeing all of the weird documentaries pop up. What's up, Spitfire? How you doing? MWM. Mini Wargaming Matt. Oh, no. God, no. I don't watch that guy anyway. I stopped watching him when he started, because for a long time, Major Kill was like, haha, funny Australian guy using dirty words to talk about Warhammer. What's up, you? How you doing? May the 4th be with you as well. Yeah. But what he started doing, the point I stopped watching him, he had a video pop up. I turned on and I started watching it, and it was a video where he was talking about Warhammer lore, but it was a camera that looked like it was set up on the floor looking up at him, and he had no shirt on, and he was just talking about Warhammer lore with no shirt on, like flexing into the camera, like from above. Way too weird for me to watch. I was like, no, this is not the kind of stuff I like to watch. And so yeah, and then, you know, everything else. So, but no, I'm talking about the Vanguard Tactics guy. Is his name Steven something? Was that his name? I can't remember. I was saying he had a few years ago, maybe a little more than a few years, I don't know. I think it was after I started streaming, so maybe 5 or less years, but he paid a bunch of people to make a bunch of like YouTubers to make documentaries about him, to like promote his channel. But it wasn't like hey guys, go watch, you know, this channel or go support these creators. It was like, here's the life story of this guy, and he had this really hard upbringing, and he went through really tough stuff, and he started working out to make himself, like, to get out of his depression, and then he started playing Warhammer, and it's as good as working out for him, and now he does both. So he's super fit and good looking, and also plays Warhammer. It was super weird, and yeah, like I said, someone mentioned Mini Wargaming Dave, and poor Dave did the Mini Wargaming documentary about him.
Look at me!
And Dave was interviewing him or something, or I don't know if he's interviewing or what, but he was crying during the video. And I don't know how I got that far into the video, but it was super weird. Yeah. Alright, finished projects, Misfit. Finished projects. Cataphracty. Oh, I love it. I love your gold. The gold that you do, and the way you do your stripes. Fantastic. What'd you think of the new Cataphracty? Nice to build, nice to paint. What's the opinion? Said teams event. There were 91 defilers. Of course there are. That's end of edition nonsense, dude. End of edition stuff. Holy cow! Night, welcome in. 61 viewers, guys. Go check out Night. Let's see. Can I do this right? I don't know if I can. We get a shout out. Who's doing my shout outs here? Oh man, I can't spell your name. Let's see. N1. no, it's X Night. There we go. Let's see. Does that work? There we go. Guys, go follow Night. I'm gonna follow Night. What were you up to, Night? How you doing? Where are the mods? Where are they? They're here.
Take just a moment
They're somewhere.
to thank you for allowing
Welcome
me
in,
back
everybody. What are you doing? I'm doing well. We're just working on this little power sword. I'm trying to find a way to paint it without losing my sanity. Yep. Steven Box, that was his name. Yep. Yeah, that was the one. Yep. Yeah, streams go, well, what were you working on, Night? Welcome in. Alright, Santiago. Thank you. So I stream on YouTube and Twitch. I'm the Painting Dad. Those of you who aren't familiar, I hang out and paint minis. We're working on this little librarian here. Painting this sword, trying to get it to look like it's glowing a bit. Supposed to be building Gundam, ended up in League of Legends. Weird how that happens. I painted a Gundam kit 2 weeks ago, I think. Yeah, it was a little I can't remember what it was called. I don't know Gundam very well. But no, there's no cell shading. Don't think that I'm painting that well. This is just some strong highlights over blue. Well, thank you, Shets. I appreciate that. Yeah, what is this? Spitfire. Oh my god. They had them set all their defilers on tables. That's so great. That's an incredible picture. End of the edition. Hey, I appreciate it, Sheds. Thank you so much. And thank you for the follow. Yeah, guys, I paint, so I do Sunday nights. I paint about 9 p.m. Eastern to about 11 p.m. Eastern. I also stream, typically it's Tuesday through Thursday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but it's the morning. It's 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern. This week I'll be painting tomorrow. I'm going to stream tomorrow. Alright, bye Santiago. Thank you for joining. Thanks for hanging out. It was great to see you. I'm going to be streaming tomorrow because it's May the 4th. Or I guess it's May the 4th today for some of you. And I'm going to be painting some Star Wars minis. So I'm excited. I'm going to finish up some Tauntaun Riders. That's what we're going to be painting. So that's pretty exciting. I'm going to make this do. There's a couple little things I can do here. Let's just get out a little bit of some yellow ochre here. Yeah, we giveaways sometimes and just hang out and paint. Very seldomly I'll play a video game. And I have a history of whenever I stream a game I do completely terribly at it. Painting Luke with his sleeping bag. No, I can't find the STL for that yet. It doesn't exist. You know, I'm gonna do that a little darker. Let's go we're gonna do this dark orange brown as a base on those eyebrows. Get a little better. Drop by sometimes, see how you do the sword. Glowing Gundam eyes, yeah, there you go. Buddy of mine taught me, it was with oh dang it. Now forgive me if I get names wrong because I do not know Gundam. Alright, but the Zakus, which are like the green, kind of like the bad guys, right? The Zaku, they're and they have the single like Cyclops eye kind of thing. That's like glows like pink. So what he does is okay, thank you, good. I'm telling you, I'm gonna embarrass myself, but he told me there is a chrome marker that you can buy, and what he does with his Zakus is he takes a chrome marker and he puts a dot right there on the eye, and then when that completely dries, it takes a while to paint or to dry. You use a you can find like a fluorescent pink, you can find like different tones of it, but you just put that over it like a clear pink, and his eyes look good on all his Zaku kits. So it doesn't really require effort either. It's just he's gonna be so mad that he wasn't here to tell people that. He used to stream, and it was literally every stream he'd tell people about that. It was so funny. And then yeah, now I'm here telling people. Sinanju, that's what I painted. Yeah, I painted the Sinanju. Yeah, Sen, yeah. I painted, it was a deformed, what do you call that? A mini deformed or something, Sinanju. That's what I painted. I kept the colors the same as the kit, but the he was unhappy with the Sinanju kit because it had stickers that were supposed to do like the black and gold marking on it. So instead I painted it in like the colors that it comes in, but I just primed and painted everything in the colors. Couple guys tell me why it's so hard to find a U. I don't know what that is. Yeah, it's the chibi one. Yeah, I painted the chibi one. Yep. Yeah, Chets, you missed my Sinanju stream by about a week and a half. Astronautical unit. Absolute unit is what he's talking about. Okay, get some eyebrows there. Back watch, yeah, it's cool. I think I did it over 2 days. Yeah. The only reason it took me 2 days was because I only had so many alligator clips. I broke the whole mini down, and I took out all the fitting pieces, the like little soft plastic, like gray pieces, and I took all those out, and then I used alligator clips, and I held all the individual pieces. I painted all the individual pieces. I varnished everything, and then I put everything back together, and I didn't get to fully assemble it before I passed it back to him. But maybe, I don't know, maybe he can take a picture if he feels like it. Okay, so something I want to grab a little bit of this. Let's see if I can make this work here. I finished this sword a little faster than I thought, so we're gonna mess around and try some different things, if that's okay with you guys. You've had a rattle can clog? I don't think so. I don't think so. Shetz, if you find me on YouTube, I have a YouTube channel. It's called The Painting Dad. And I have all of my VODs uploaded on YouTube, and YouTube doesn't get rid of them, so... Yeah, I play a lot of games, guys. I'd like to say that I get a lot of time to play games, but I really don't. I got a 9-year-old that's in soccer right now, and it's difficult to get time to do my hobbies, but I do love playing many different games. You know, I do not play Devil May Cry. No. I actually played Magic this past weekend for the first time in almost 20 years. Oh my gosh, this is almost 20 years, guys, since I've played Magic. So I like to tell people that I got really into Magic back when I was in college. It's my freshman year of college. And me and a couple friends got super into it. I got tons of stuff, and we played all weekend. And then we were just done with it. We just stopped caring after a weekend. I never played it again. And I play a lot of tabletop games. I like to play a lot of tabletop games. I don't get to play a lot of tabletop games. But if I had my choice, honestly, my channel would be live streaming and uploading games. If I had the ability. But Zen brought over a couple decks, and we played some yeah, I am pretty consistent. I stream typically, my typical schedule is 4 days a week. So yeah, you're digging through quite a few streams. But Zen brought over a few decks, and we played some Magic through the day. He kind of re-taught me how to play Magic. And I think we ended up playing 4 games. Every time I look at a Commander deck, the worst part about Commander from my short experience was how horrible it is to shuffle a deck of 99 cards. It was fun though. I had fun with it. So, not something I would go out and collect or care to go to events for or anything, but it was fun to hang out and play. little glow up there. Yeah, I think that's pretty nice. Could do. Yeah, the Sinanju I painted was very basic. I literally looked at the manual for the kit, and I painted the mini how it showed in the pictures. I didn't do much extra. Still can't find it. Hold on, let me see if it's still there. If I can find it real quick, I'll post the link. Let's see here. It'd be under live. Yeah, streamed 11 days ago. Something different painting Gundam. Oh, you found it? Okay, okay. Yeah, it's 8 streams ago. Yep, kind of in between me painting a bunch of Star Wars minis for myself. Okay, that's a decent little glow with some lightning. I think that's where I have to go with this. I was messing around with some different glazes and trying to do like classic power sword effects, and I just wasn't feeling it. So give it a watch. I appreciate that. I really do. It's just this, but I'm painting Gundam. It's the same boring stuff. I think in one or both of those streams there were some people who were not like regulars in my stream, but were big Gundam fans, and they came in and were I don't know, being very hardcore fandom when I am not. So there was a bit of a nerd battle going on between the Gundam fans. So but I'm just in there like mispronouncing the names of everything. Yeah, and you know, if you're into painting and you have questions, I absolutely love helping people who are new to the hobby, like painting and gaming and everything. I am also going to zoom out a little bit, guys. Yeah, I love answering questions. I love meeting new people, but I love to help people. So if you have questions, I'm happy to answer. I'm happy to show answers if I can. And also I do have a Discord, and I know it's kind of cliche to invite people to a Discord, but we got pushing 550 people, and we have a really good community of just friendly people who love helping. And I like to answer questions, but a lot of people answer questions before I can. So people are very helpful. We got a very helpful bunch, and yeah, I'm actually very proud that I have a community that can be so friendly to people, especially strangers. No, Culture American's terrible. Don't listen to him. He also has very bad opinions about very simple things, but not enough that we ban him, though. He's not made it that far. But yeah, the eye technique. You know what, Shets? If thank you for joining. I appreciate it. If you ask in the Discord, I can get Zen to come around. He'll probably freak out. Someone's asking about that. I don't know. But he knows the names of the actual. I think it's called a Molotov chrome marker or something. I could be wrong, but he's got this down, man. He's tell people this all the time. So yeah, my jaw did ban you. That's right. Right of him to do. I don't know how he banned you. No, he didn't ban you. He blocked you. I say my jaw doesn't have the ability to ban people, but yeah. Nigel says it was an accident, but no, he did. He did on purpose. He's too nice to admit. He thought you wouldn't stick around. DPD's a coward, yeah. Like watching streamers, I found so many cool people. Yeah, there's a lot of good ones out there. Every group needs a rebel. I've had my share of rebels in Twitch and YouTube, and I don't need a lot of that. Also, what's up, Valkyrie? Yeah, the model painting community on Twitch has always been super friendly. Yeah. I think I can count on one hand the negative experiences I've had with streamers, and I've been doing this for over 5 years at this point, so that's pretty good. Quick guys. I did, let's see, Thursday. Painted this little guy. It's a little Benefictus, right? That's what this mini is called. Painted this, and it was Utini to kill a Jawa. Won this. This was my one-day paint, so I painted this. It was a 3-hour stream painting this mini. I was really happy how it turned out. Yeah, the brain's really cool, isn't it? My son loves this mini. He's actually the one who picked it out to give away, but we were laughing how, like, his brain's exposed. If you just, like, poke him in the brain, he just, like, he just goes completely, like, dumb. Just loses all bodily function. Yeah, it takes effort to learn and practice, Shets. I have been painting minis for about 25 years at this point, and I'm a commission painter, so, like, that's my job, is streaming and painting commissions. So, like, at this point, highlighting a cloak is just like another day. Keep rubbing it in. You're good and fast at paint. I know, yeah. It's the price I pay. Literally the price I pay for not having money in a real career. I sit here and paint minis. Thin that down a little bit. But I'm going to ship this out to Utini to kill a Jawa. Also, guys, I think there is a promotion going on right now on my stream. I'm allowed to do promotions. Can you guys believe that? They let me do this. But there's a promotion where if you gift 5 subs, which seems kind of ridiculous to me, but you get 35% off. I don't know how that math works out, but it sounds like if you gift 5, it's like you pay for 3 gifted subs. Does that sound right? That's going on for through tomorrow. A little promotion. Catch another stream. Awesome shits. Well, I'll be on tomorrow morning. We'll be painting some Star Wars, so if you're a fan of Star Wars, we'll be talking Star Wars. That'll be the thing. Whoa, hey, alright. Every day's a good day when you paint. Misfit, thank you so much for the gifted subs. Holy crap. Who is this? The Dadalorian and OK Guardian? Ayayasu? Bob Tart? Crazy Kyle? Man, there's some names. I haven't seen some of those guys in a while. Welcome in. I guess congrats. Enjoy your ad-free viewing. Thank you so much, Misfit. Misfit, does it work? Did you get 35% off on that? Oh, Inoke's chilling. Look at him lurking. Just being sneaky. I knew it. What's going on, Inoke? How you doing? Man, we were watching Bob Ross this morning. We had like some downtime, and I found him on YouTube, and I was scrolling through the TV, and I was like, oh, this looks so like the 24-hour live stream of or not live stream, but just stream playing Bob Ross reruns, and so good, just so relaxing. Okay. All right. He's a very good guardian. Yep. I know some of you lurk out there. I was kind of laughing at Utini to Kilijawa. They come in when I have giveaways, and they comment to get entries into the giveaways, and they subscribe to the Patreon to get an entry to the giveaway. And Utini has won a couple giveaways, but I don't see Utini's comments kind of outside of giveaways. But I assume Utini is a lurker because they know when things are happening. So yeah, it's kind of what I do sometimes on Twitch. I don't like to comment on things. I'm not much of a chatter, and normally if I'm listening to a stream, I'm painting minis right next to my desktop. So, you know, if I get in a conversation with someone, I understand, guys, it's hard to type when someone's talking to you. It takes time, and that takes away from, like, if I sit down to paint, you know, I want to be painting. So I am a supreme lurker when it comes to watching streams. So I understand, do not judge. Yeah, man, Bob Ross's streams are incredible. Every time those streams, you watch it and you're like, oh man, he's got like a big red canvas. What is he doing? He's like, why is he putting blue on the red? He's like, that looks ridiculous. Oh my god, that's a cloud. That is a perfect looking cloud. He's just putting lines on the thing. Why is he just throwing lines on the canvas? It doesn't make any sense. Why is he just smearing paint over? Wow, that's perfect reflections of the tree lines. Oh my god. Every time. If there is ever a way to quickly watch the whole, like, trust the process attitude when it comes to painting, watch a Bob Ross episode. It's a roller coaster. Yeah. You always hit the post inflammatory demons. Yeah. Oh man. They had so local library did a May the 4th weekend event, and they had a local 501st chapter come in and like set up shop in this huge room and everything, and it was really cool. Someone had a remote control droid. It was B2. I can't remember what its full name is, but B2 is the droid from Andor. You guys know from the first season. He's in the second season a little bit, but for the first season of Andor, the little red droid. That, like, you just want to cry when you're like, that poor droid. Someone had those remote controls. Great. I got some pictures with it. I was pretty happy about that. Okay. That's still a little wet on the base. I'm not sure quite what he wants to do with the basing here. I don't know if we ever talked about it. Let's see. It's a burden, yeah. What do we have here? Let me see. Oh, it's like a brown base. Okay. We can do. base it himself. That's why. All right. He's got the right base material. I don't have the same base material he does, so I'll just leave this as it is. I'll let him paint the base. Yeah, I think tomorrow. I won't start on these tonight just because we'll kind of save them for tomorrow. But tomorrow, so if you guys remember, Thursday, I started painting my little squad of Tauntauns here. We're gonna finish these minis up, which means I'm doing all the highlights on these minis. It won't take much time at all for the two of them. So we'll do all the highlights on these minis. We'll finish them up, but we might start more. We'll see. Yeah. Oh, you guys need to chill. Anybody else get the TMNT Splintered Fate game? Anybody else play it? I played it once since Wednesday night. Maybe like Thursday night or something. I played it, and I beat the third like big boss. I was super proud of myself. But that game, it's a lot of fun. I'm not a big like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan. Like I'm kind of, it was cool. It was cool when I was a kid and everything. But time to update, yeah. Dude, you're the ultimate giving me grief. Yeah, probably should. Those are what from like, you know, solid year and a half ago. I really should update those. But it takes time to do that. I had a note written down that told me how to update those. How to clip those pictures and everything. I still have that. Gian boss. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yep, but that was like the final boss that you play against. Yeah, we'll highlight these real quick. It'll be good. It'll be good. What else are we doing? I got terrain. I have more Star Wars maids to paint, but the big thing we have going next week. So here, let's see. That's dunnage. We got this guy. You guys want me to assemble this guy right now? I can assemble him right now. Barrack Stormbrow. This is the new Votan guy. You thought I offloaded what? What was I? I don't know. Here we go. We'll get our nice Foxbite clippers. Yeah, so let's do this. Close up. We'll put some names together. Oh, the picture. Yeah, you know. No comment. No comment on that. It's fine. Dude's busy. All right. He's got a girlfriend, so I can't be expecting him to do free labor for me. Okay, this is what we got. I'll zoom back just a little more. Yeah, if we can get the whole thing in frame, I'll be happy. That's the whole frame. So this dude is a berserk who loves to kill orcs, seems like. Oh, I love Windrose. I love Windrose, dude. I had a whole phase. I listened to Windrose for like 6 months. Their music is so good. It was like all I listened to for like 6 months. You know, we haven't talked about the Armageddon box yet. what are your guys' thoughts on the Armageddon box? Who loves it? Who hates it? Who is buying the whole thing and painting everything? Who's splitting it? What's going on? Looking good. So, as far as my opinion is concerned, whoever cares to listen, I think the orc half is fine. I don't. Wind Rose is a game too. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. She's in the room. I'm not saying it. Okay. The orc half is okay. It seems like they made it so you can't just have a big unit of 20 boys, which stinks. The big mech is okay. It looks like it's going to be super niche. You know, it's fine. The marine half is very boring, but I think it's perfect. Yes, and hello, Miss Drawley. Yeah, intercessors. Finally, intercessors are back in a starter box, which I think was, kind of a necessary thing. Another captain with shield and sword is cool. They have the classic characters, right? It's a captain, a librarian, a chaplain, and the ancient guy, right? The banner guy is cool. That's a cool thing.
I believe every day's a good day when you paint. I believe it'll bring a lot of good thoughts to your mind.
Hey, Charmed Fantasy. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in. Welcome in. How you doing, Charmed Fantasy? Welcome, everybody. Guys, go follow Charm. Am I following you, Charmed Fan? I gotta be following you. Yeah, I'm following you. Yeah. Mini painting, decompression. Nice. What were you up to? What were you working on? We're assembling Barrack Stormbrow and talk about the launch box. We get people's opinions on the launch box. I think they're boring. Just a ton of marine releases all the time. They don't feel special. Yeah. Like that marine release is almost perfect for me if I were to continue collecting my Ultramarine army. I have one unit of intercessors. It'd be nice to have another. I do have a captain with a power sword and relic shield, but that's okay. I can live with having a second one, right? I don't have a basic librarian and power armor. I think I just have Tigurius is my equivalent of that, so that's nice. Chapel of Jump Pack, sure. Yeah, Vanguard vets are fine. They're pretty decent looking. The Storm Speeder, sure, or the Land Speeder or whatever. I don't like the look of the Land Speeder that much. I think that model, if any of them, are lacking. But honestly, it's a starter set, so this piece. And it has options, which is cool. Sorry, I'm playing Dark Angels Army, then I look at the units, like there are too many options. Really? As opposed to what army? Cultured. Like, what are you thinking doesn't have too many options, like a Space Marine army that doesn't? This goes that way. There's his head, right there. Hey, I like intercessors. I am always a fan of like the basic bolter marines. That's the way to run an army, is you have units of intercessors. Librarian. This one, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. So seems like a decent set for you then, Mydro, if you want like to add a lot of things, but. Yeah, the land speeder's back and typhoons might be coming back. Yeah, that's true. I had 2 plastic land speeders back in the day for my old Space Marine army. And those are the first miniatures I magnetized. And I magnetized the missile rack on the back. It was either just flat plates or the missiles that sat on the back of the mini to make it a Typhoon, right? Yeah, the Typhoon was the one with the missile launchers. Okay. You don't like having all the marine options. You know what, Cultured? I get that. I feel that way with Horus Heresy, where I literally have 15,000 points of Thousand Suns painted and like on the shelf, but I still feel like I'm barely scratching the surface with that army. And while I enjoy collecting that army, I totally understand if someone doesn't. Like, I get that mentality completely. Go. Alright. So just like that. Captain Chaplin looked great. Just have some, yeah. Double launchers and heavy bolter, yeah, so good. Man, that double missile launcher was money back in the day, yeah. And people never collected land speeders, it seemed like, so it always seemed like a funny unit that people wouldn't expect to bring. Well, Culture, I'm going to let you in on a secret here. All Space Marines are the same unit with a different data sheet. Actually, yeah. That's like Space Marines thing. You know? Yeah, Tactical Squad. Yeah. I know. Stormcast NEOS, I don't need another army like that, yeah. Space Marines have a little more variety now, but for a long time it was, if you're playing Space Marines, you are taking Strength 4, Toughness 4 infantry. The Terminators are Strength 4, Toughness 4. All of your Power Armored units, all your Terminator units, and that's in your Scout units were Strength 4, Toughness 4. So, like, that's what you had. And then when you got into the vehicles, you had vehicles then. And it's fine. But they've, there's Toughness 5 and Toughness 6 units now, and things are a little different with Gravis armor and Terminator armor having a lot more different profiles, so it's a little different. Oh, you made it back home. Alright, congrats. Happy for a safe trip, Rachel. Yeah, well, hey, you guys get ready. They're dumping some of that Codex bloat soon. Probably for 11th edition. Current credible rumor is all Firstborn stuff except for the Land Raider and the Rhino are going to Legends. on top of that, the is it called the Invader ATV, the Mario Kart thing? The suppressors, so the jump pad guys with the auto cannons, and the servo turret. What's the servo turret? The Tech Marine sitting on that like double auto cannon turret. You guys know what I'm talking about? Those 3 units are going to Legends. Yeah, the Fire Strike turret. Yep, that's what it's called. Yeah. Which I think would make Crucial Blue really sad, because I think he has 2 of those. And they're cool looking minis. I love defensive emplacements, but they just don't have a place in a game like 40K. Yep, the Iron Hands Combat Patrol came with one or two, right? Yeah, if you can find the suppressors, good luck. The suppressors as a unit have been very hard to get a hold of for a very long time. See the imprint. Let's make sure. Right there. Okay. They have two in that set. That's crazy. Yeah. Yep, the Invader ATV is one of them going. Fire Strike turret and the suppressors are Primaris units that are going, those 3. On top of all firstborn, so tacticals will be no more. All firstborn except Rhinos and Land Raiders. But that would mean that Rhinos would need to be able to carry Primaris units, right? That the Rhino's sticking around, because currently it can't. But it'd have to be able to carry Tacticus units if it's staying and there's only Tacticus units. No, I don't think defensive emplacements will be viable. 40K is too much of a game about going and grabbing things. And anytime you have units that can't go and grab things, it doesn't work for that type of game. They work better in more like asymmetrical games. So, you know, if it's hard to do because you can make secondaries of, like, you know, hold your home objective, right? Like, oh cool, look, I got defensive secondaries. But who in their right mind puts that as a secondary for a faction? You know, what does Tau get it? Does that make the game like fun for anybody else trying to play a game competitively when your goal is to sit still and you're encouraged to do that just so you can take defensive weapons? Like, that doesn't work. You need a game that actually rewards offensive and defensive play. Yeah, Star Laser, that is, I think that's where I'm getting at. And that's something I do love about the new Heresy Edition and the missions they've been coming out with. There's a lot of crazy cool narrative missions and attack defend scenarios that reward the attackers for attacking and reward the defenders for defending, and it's so good. Yeah, I love it. Old Dwarf playstyle, some regardless. Yeah, but the thing is, when you just sit still, you don't win games. That's the point. Like, 40K is catered to the competitive community, and if you're not moving, you're losing. Is how 40K works. Those tubes went in really nice. That's the nicest I've had a Votan mini tubes go in there. Yeah, defensive weapons don't work in 40K just because of how the game plays. Now, if if let me make a scenario here for you guys for an event for 40k. Okay, you tell me how you think about this. You play a tournament. Okay, let's say there are, I don't know, you can make it team tournaments or something, but it can just be individual. All right. Yeah, this is a big sprue for this mini, but it's got a lot of pieces. It's got a good like third dimension to them, right? The orc head is 3 pieces on its own. So what you do, and they do this for Middle Earth tournaments. Okay, so if you go to a big Middle Earth SBG event, this is what you do. All right, you make 2 army lists and bring 2 armies. Middle Earth, you do this and you bring a good army and you bring an evil army. In most events, maybe not most, but the biggest events, you bring a good and evil army, and it switches which army you play every round. So you have to be good with both armies to win. But what if they did, for a Warhammer event, you bring 2 armies. One is an attacking army and one's a defending army. Aren't all miniatures 3 dimensions? Yes, but there's more 3 dimensions for some minis than others. That's what I'm saying. So you make a list that's all about defense, you make a list that's all about attacking and you know, getting to the enemy. And then in some missions you play as the attacker, some missions you play as the defender. And yeah, the Heresy games are so long. I mean, if you're at a tournament playing 3 games anyway, you know, 3-4 games, it's not like you're playing more games, it's just you're switching between the games you're playing. But anyway, the Heresy attack and defend missions, there's a couple different missions now because there's a lot of journals and they all have new missions in them. But they're called onslaught missions, and what the onslaught missions are, there's an attacker and defender. The board is set up into 16 like sections. So it's like 12-inch by 18-inch sections in a grid. In the attacker, so there's different deployments and different ways the grids are set up. But basically in the middle of those grids there are objectives at some point. In the attackers, the rules are crazy, and they encourage a lot of things. So the attackers can hold objectives, the defenders can't. So the defenders, I think, can contest objectives, but they don't score points off the objectives. What happens is the attacker will say there's like 4 objectives, okay, across the board. They go up and they tag, let's say they grab all 4 of them, okay. What the attacker's allowed to do is pick 1 to score on. That's it, just 1. And they might get 4 or 5 points off of it or something. But Heresy games are lower scoring than 40k games too. But let's say they get like 4 points off of it. What happens is every objective that they were standing on, even if they, let's see, if they score or they don't. No, it's only the ones they don't score but they're standing on. Okay? It's kind of crazy. Those objectives, the ones they don't score on but they tagged, move to the next grid toward the defender's deployment zone. But the one they do score stays put. However, if there are any that they don't tag at the end of their turn, whether they score them or not, if they're not on them or holding them, the defender scores the points for those objectives. And as the objectives get further into the defender's side of the table, they go up in value. So you have to make a choice, because you can only score 1 a turn as the attacker. Yeah, Jaded. No, it's because the idea is you're pushing into the enemy territory. It's not actually grabbing the points. it's your objectives are to be going deeper into the defensive lines. So you can try to prevent the defender from scoring anything in the early rounds, but then it gets harder to you're sacrificing position to grab the objectives, right? But if you're sacrificing too much, then later in the game the defender has an easier time scoring everything. Let's go here. I have played quite a few of those missions and they're a lot of fun. There's like a weird game you have to play. There we go. That's how it goes. All right. Yeah, because you're like, do I just leave one behind and like force, like move up just one side of the board and let the defender have the low scoring points all game? Or do I try to push up and but if you're just scoring one of them, the one you scored doesn't move up, so it stays at a lower value of victory points. Just don't play weird. No, I like the weird games. I'm all about the weird, complicated games. Yeah, so you have a weird thing you have to do where you have to decide if you want to sit on one objective the whole game that's safe but not score many points, or you're jumping around to other parts that are moving forward kind of away from you and scoring those instead. So very well written by the Specialist Design Studio. We don't game shame here, yeah, no matter how weird your games are. Go on there. That arm's a little loose on there, but I think it's settling into the spot it needs to be on. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. You could honestly play those missions with 40k minis. There's nothing stopping you from pairing two 40k armies together, playing that mission. In fact, if I play 40k, next time I play 40k, whenever that is, I might try to do that mission that same way. Yeah, I'm all about the weird games, though. I'm being judged, just quietly judged. It's what happens when I explain anything Warhammer to my wife, so I understand. Okay, well that's an empty sprue. Look at that. Go right in the recycling. Put it over there. Checks out, yeah. Alright. Plastic glue is gonna be great. I also have, I don't remember the full list of things I'm painting in this slot. We're gonna be assembling it though. This week. Here we go. Okay. I'm an Iron Master, 3 Thunderkin, and a land fort, a Hackaton land fortress. Plus this guy. That's what I'm painting. Votan faces are lumpy. Is there a more reason? I'm not sure. That like this guy's skin is like this as well. He's got like scaly skin. This is really bad eczema or psoriasis or something. think that's his deal. The work is pretty gnarly though. This has his spine hanging out and everything. It'll be good. We're gonna have fun with this guy. Yeah, more hot takes about Star Wars from Cultured American. Man, I want to watch Rogue One so bad. I was listening to the soundtrack yesterday. It was great. Just needs a good salve. Yeah. Long days in the mines aren't good for this kid. That's true. Yeah. He's doing the little... He's half of the black lung. Oh man, now we got some things done. Alright. I'm not unhappy with any of this. I got some minis to varnish. I am okay with this sword. So we got that. Well, we got this little youngster here assembled. The newest of O-Tan Mini. Come on, I'm excited to paint the orc face. I'm excited to paint his weird scaly skin, and also the hammer on the back should be fun to paint. Have some fun with that. But yeah, tomorrow it is all Star Wars, guys. I'm streaming on a Monday, and we're painting Star Wars. That's the plan. Like a normal day of, yeah, celebrating May the 4th. It's good stuff. I'll have stuff ready to start if I finish things, but I'm slowly working through my Star Wars Legion army, and by slowly, it's probably faster than most people, but stream Star Wars tomorrow. Yeah, Disney Plus might be the place you can watch Star Wars if you want to stream it, but yeah, the season finale of Maul Shadow Lord is tomorrow, so my family will be watching that in the evening. We're pretty excited about it. Normal time, 11 a.m. Eastern. Yes, probably about 11 to 2. See what I can get done. Maybe I just get into it and I just start painting more. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. But I'm excited. I wanted to stream on May the 4th. I do it every year, so yeah, Maul is really good. So I've been enjoying the show a lot. So it's worth a watch. It's a little different than their typical animated stuff. It doesn't have as much of like I think people say this about animated shows anyway. They're like, it doesn't have like kid things. This one really doesn't have like the kind of goofy humor that Dave Filoni does in a lot of his animated shows. I don't see it in this. So it's very dark and kind of noir. That, you know, one of the main characters is like a detective that's trying to figure out what all this like criminal underworld stuff that's going on. And then, you know, Darth Maul's seen better days. I guess Maul, he's not Darth Maul anymore, but it's a good show. It already has a season 2 coming. But I think I'm going to call the stream there. Kind of at a good stopping point. Like I said, I'll be back on in about 12 hours to paint Star Wars minis for the day. So you guys have a wonderful evening. I hope you guys have a great Monday morning. I'll see you tomorrow. So you still have a great Monday afternoon also. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Ranky Fingers, Jaded Valkyrie, Raja, my Drawley. Who else we got? Ultra American left already. Star Laser. Guys, thanks for coming to hang out this evening. I appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow morning. Good night, everybody.